To those of you who bought Sutter jerseys in the off-season, you, sir, are an idiot. It's alright, I won't laugh at you. I'll just let the 10 people that watch this video in the comments laugh at you. Because you know there's gonna be one. You know there's gonna be one down in the comments that's like, I bought a Sutter jersey. Jim Rutherford! You, sir, are a genius in your senile old age. Holy crap, did this GM go from doing absolutely nothing to just conjuring out a whole bunch of bullshit in the space of 3 weeks. So the Pittsburgh Penguins trade Brandon Sutter and a 3rd round pick and managed to pick up this nice little package coming back. Nick Bonino, Clendenning, and a 2016 2nd round draft pick. I don't know how we managed to get this package for Sutter, and I'll tell you why this confuses me, because I'm going to read out some stats right now. That's right, we're going to do math, kids. In the last 2 seasons in the NHL, Nick Bonino has 29 more points than Brandon Sutter, but, and here's the key point, averaged less ice time. Last season, for points every 60 minutes of ice time, Brandon Sutter managed one every hour of being on the ice. Nick Bonino managed 2. Corsi numbers, on the other hand, are very similar, so this might be a telling factor in the wingers that Brandon Sutter had to play with, but most of all, their stats really do line up with each other. He's also shorthand production. Nick Bonino is quite high, which is fantastic to know that he can kill penalties adequately. His shorthand percentage is better than Sutter's, and just overall seems to be roughly just that slightly bit better than Sutter in the last 2 seasons. The big one for me is Nick Bonino has a better face-off percentage than Brandon Sutter, which again confuses me why he got this package. To make things even worse, because in my mind I thought Nick Bonino was an older player and Brandon Sutter was a younger player. I was horribly wrong there. Turns out Brandon Sutter is 26 years old and was drafted the same year as 27-year-old Nick Bonino. So it's pretty much a wash, I guess. When you look through the stats, they really are quite similar. Sure, Nick Bonino had a few more points, but he did have a lot of good wingers in Anaheim compared to what Brandon Sutter gets to play with, which is like the fucking Wilkes-Barre Stratton A-team, I guess, comes up and plays with Brandon Sutter half the time. The only thing that I can think the Vancouver Canucks is trying to do is trying to get a number 2 center while Bo Horvat's coming up, as all they really have is one of the Sedin brothers, and that's pretty much it. I don't think Brandon Sutter's a 2nd-line center, so I think you're making an awful mistake. It's also a contract year for Brandon Sutter, so thank God we shipped him off when we did. The best part about this trade is salary cap. Now, I know I've been really numbers hungry, and I do apologize, but I need to explain a lot of things involving numbers when it comes to this trade. Nick Bonino makes $1.9 million a year for the next 2 years. That's a bargain. Brandon Sutter makes $3.3 million, and at the end of this year, he's a UFA. He's gonna get overpaid for the hopes that he'll be a 2nd-line center. So what do we do with the savings, you ask, Brenton? We definitely do not buy Brandon Sutter jerseys, kids. No, we signed Eric Fehr to solidify our 4th line. 3 years at $2 million a pop. Look, it's a fair deal. I really like Eric Fehr. I really think this is a massive fit. Holy shit, did our depth just get so much better with him on the 4th line. I don't like that 3rd year. Then again, it could work out to be a bargain if he's just a little bit better than $2 million. But I mean, if we got Nick Bonino and Eric Fehr for $3.9 million for the next 2 years, that's a bargain. That is a bargain for Brandon Sutter. Let alone, we also get a 2nd round draft pick coming back. And for those of you playing at home, we don't have a 1st, so having those 2 seconds is a big deal. You may remember the first draft pick from such trades as the Kessel trade. Have you guys bought your Kessel jerseys yet? Have you bought your Kessel jerseys yet? Yeah, you bought your Kessel jerseys. Please, who hasn't bought a Kessel jersey? By the way, nice little inside scoop on the whole Kessel thing. He's going to be playing with Gino. You heard it here. He actually was probably going to request a trade if we didn't get him a winger, so I would be really surprised if he's not playing with Gino. And we get Clendenning in all of this. He was drafted in 2011 in the 2nd round. He actually has pretty good AHL numbers and might end up being a nice little NHL player, but it adds our depth into the fringe defenseman pile. And I've got no problems with adding to depth to there, because you don't know, defense takes a little bit to get into, and it doesn't just happen straight away for these players, and it can take quite a while. So, you know what? Bargain. Bargain that we got him in it as well. Anyway, fantastic trade from Jim Rutherford. We are actually looking like a very good team next year. Maybe we can work on getting rid of Scuderi, Jim. Anyway, that's the whole video, guys. I'm sorry that was very number hungry and I didn't make as many crappy jokes as I usually do. It is very early in the morning here and I've had to re-record this twice because my sound failed. Which isn't really your fault, I should really not be bitching. But if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, it really does help me out. Put a comment down below, what do you guys think of the trade? I think Vancouver got robbed, and I don't know what the fuck is happening in Vancouver.